Hi, welcome everyone to talk about life in Singapore. All of you, I'd like to welcome you to Singapore right now, and viewers from Mexico, where Miguel Flores, my special co-host for tonight on every Tuesday night for the month of February special. Miguel Flores, my dear friend Rudy, he's going to be here with me to bring us good news, encourage each other in this prolonged pandemic 2021. So just to have a trailer sneak peek for all the viewers and listeners coming in, a little bit about what's going to happen in February. February is going to be our special. It's dedicated to the people, not the politicians, not the government, but just to the general people, the moms, the dads, the workers, the job seekers, people who are retrenched, the mom and pop businesses, the entrepreneurs, graduates looking for a job, sisters, brothers, children, students, teachers. This is for you. So I'm just going to tell all of you,
Yeah.
all right? Um, the month of February is dedicated to you, and it's not going to stop. The hope, the promises, the faith, and the prayers is going to continue. But I'd like you to share the channel, the links, tiny URL slash talk about life to all your friends. If you think this is a very meaningful endeavor, that we are doing it for you, not for fame or money, but really because we are all in together for together for all of us, and hopefully by 2021, with all the infrastructure of the vaccination and all the social distancing, hope against hope, the whole of humanity will cross the chasm safely as one, because none of us can stand alone on this island. We are all in this together. Now listen up, listeners, subscribers, followers, viewers from Singapore, Mexico, Malaysia, America, wherever you are, in Asia, in Europe, in South America, Central America, even in Alaska, in any part of
Anywhere.
the world. I
That's
need
it.
you to share this channel to everyone, because it's going to be about you. It's about hope. It's always about you. And I would like all of you to write in to talk about life at talkaboutlife777 at gmail.com to tell us your story and to tell us that you want to be on the show, because again, this is for you. And for today, we have Rudy Miguel Flores from Mexico City. He's going to tell us the real situation there in Mexico City, with no fake news, no huge conglomerate of the media censorship, no governments, no politicians, just hear it from the people. And I want to let everyone know that for the whole of the week, today's Tuesday, and tomorrow we've got Anita Brown. On Thursday, Lamar Wallace. Friday, Ben Ibrahim from Malaysia. Saturday, Debbie Koval. And on Sunday, Ben Kitchens of the History Voyager. He's a historian. He's going to cut through the chase to tell us the chaos in America.
And
Now
it's a big
let's
one.
hope. Let's hope. Let's really hope against hope that none of us are selfish. Let us share our good news, and let us share our encouragement and edification, hope and faith for each other. Let us pull through this very difficult time. So I'm going to give the floor to you, Miguel. Tell us what's happening there in Mexico City. Tell us.
Oh my God. Where do I start? First of all, hey, what's up, people? Hey, this is Rudy Man. This is Miguel Flores right here from Mexico City. I'm here with my friend Vicky right there. Very good friend. She's waiting for me at Singapore because she promised me some vacations once this thing is over. So I'm counting for her. All right. I'm rooting for her right now because let me tell you, right here in Mexico City, you wish to be somewhere else. I understand that the idea, first of all, is to say, okay, this is of we have to feel nice show, right? This is a show for all appreciation of life, for everybody to be nice and to be happy, to say, okay, this doesn't suck, you know. But unfortunately, here in Mexico, it's very difficult to say that. If I have to be honest with you, right now, I was talking to my friend Vicky right here. Mexico, third country in the world with the highest number of diseases because of COVID. Why? Because our government has no idea about how to deal with a situation like this. We have to do it ourselves. It's been hard, it's been difficult, but we're surviving. We're there. And that's the important thing. Little by little, but we're getting there. Some people are helping, some others are not, definitely not. Because at the end of the day, it's everyone on their own, right? It's every man for himself, everyone for himself. And it may sound like it really sucks. Sometimes you feel like it's desperating to be here, but we're here to bring good news right now. Good news is that we have good people in Mexico,
Okay, now
right?
before we
First of
go
all,
into that, I would like to hear from Miguel. It sucks. Tell
yeah.
us how bad the situation is in your community, in your closest community in Mexico City. Tell us how
Mhm.
bad it is and what does it mean by it sucks? How
It's
bad
hor-
is it, the
it's
situation?
bad. It's bad because unfortunately not everybody is like me, and I have to say it this the way it is. All
Yeah.
right. Normally, I get out of my house with my mask, hand sanitizer on my pack, on my pants, because well, you always need to carry one of those, and sometimes just like plastic shields on your face. I try to stay as far as possible as I can from people. They said like I look weird, but honestly, I don't care. You know, because right now this is not a moment to say that's okay, don't worry, nothing happens, because it is happening. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a reason why everybody in the world is saying, hey, we have to be careful, we have to look out, we have to take care of ourselves, we be aware that this is not right. This is not a normal situation. There is a reason why this thing has extended for almost a year, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard,
Yeah.
really hard to stay up. You know, it's really hard to stay up. Maybe I'm just letting it out. I'm sorry. I'm so really sorry, people, but I'm just letting it all out.
Yeah.
There's
I
a
want
bunch
to
of people that
know,
are
like,
trying to help.
specifically, describe what you see when you go to the street. Are the shops open? When you go to the grocery store, are people queuing up? Is there food in the grocery store? How are the people in general feeling and what are they talking about?
Let's just say that they are tired. They are tired of doing the pandemic instructions. They are
Yeah.
tired of following protocols. They are tired of things because everybody feels like, dude, if we're gonna go, we're gonna go. Just
Mm.
like that. If we're gonna go, we're gonna go. I mean, there is no there is no positive way to see this. There's no positive way to actually say, okay, maybe we can try something different. Okay, maybe there's something here going on. Maybe I don't know. There's not a way. All right, that's a problem right here. The biggest problem is that it's very hard to say. Really sorry, it's
Okay.
just really hard to
I
say.
just want to let you know, in Singapore, um, the conversation among people, even
Mhm.
in text messages, in WhatsApp, in telephone calls, you try not to talk about the pandemic situation. You try not to
Yeah.
talk about or even mention COVID-19. You try
Oh
not to
yeah.
even think about it because, you know, in such a prolonged pandemic in 2021,
Oh yeah.
we're really talking about it's over 12 months that this is a prolonged period that was unforeseen.
It is a
There are
lot.
certain governments that say that, okay, it's going to be long, it's not going to go away overnight. But you know, there is always hope against hope by the people that, you know, normalcy is going to come through. The world is going to go back to normal. We're able to travel. We're able to take the public transport. We're able to go to the shops. We're able to go to our neighbors and talk to them. You know, life is going to go back to normal. And of course,
Yeah.
there are whispers by politicians, the head of governments, even the supposedly smartest people in the world. they did say that, hey, this is going to be prolonged. And of course, scientists are saying that, okay, like Dr. Fauci that I read almost every day in the US, he's trying to say that, hey, this is not going to go away. Even with the vaccination 2021, normalcy is not going to return. Even with successful rollout in 2021, which is going to be highly unlikely. He says
And
it's
you know
not going
what?
to be normal. Yep.
Let me tell you something. Maybe the guy is right. Because at the end of the day, it's a virus that is already there. It's almost impossible to eradicate a virus from the environment. It's very difficult because basically you have to put a species in extinction, a cell one. But at the end of the day, it's a living creature. It's very small, but it is there already. So I get if you ask for my very humble opinion, I guess that the situation is that, okay, it's not going away, but we can control it, you know? And here in Mexico, the conversation has been, it's everybody on their own, save yourselves. There is just no way, and I'm telling you, there's just no way this is going away easy, or this is not going away. And basically, only the stronger ones are going to survive. That's it. I mean, there is no nice way to see it. There is no nice way to say it. That's reality. Reality here in Mexico is only the strongest one or the smartest one are gonna survive. Period.
Okay,
I mean,
tell me what you
there's
mean
no
by
way.
the strongest one are going to survive. You're talking about
Mhm.
human beings, those who are living over a long, prolonged period of time. Only the strongest people will live. Are you trying to say that?
Let's put it this way: the one that is willing to survive, the one that cares about its life, it's gonna take care of himself. That person is going to be the one that actually is going to make it after the pandemic is over. Yes, here in Mexico, we have a massive delay on vaccines to come over. Unfortunately, that's the stuff. All right. I don't know who was the idiot that told the president that everything's going to be okay, which is not. I don't know who was the idiot that told the president, nah, that's okay. Don't wear a mask in public. You're the president. Who's going to tell you something? Huh? It's okay. Don't worry,
Yeah,
man.
I think
Besides,
a few days ago the Mexican president was tested positive, right?
mhm, nobody
Yeah.
believes that. Nobody buys that. It's like
Why?
government, Mexican government being Mexican government again. Honestly, I mean,
Yeah.
you just don't believe it. You
Yeah.
just don't believe it because you say, it's you again, man. I mean, it's like, for example, when you're watching TV and you're saying this on today's dumbest adventures of all time, our president is not caring about COVID, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is what we have to deal with right now.
Yeah. Do
Right,
you
that's
know
the situation.
in Mexico right now,
Mhm.
when you go to the what are your daily routines like? Do you go to
Well,
the shops with your girl, with your child? Do
no,
you stay, is there a routine that you keep by in your daily life?
this is a routine that I suppose every
It is
Mexican
right.
should follow, but it doesn't happen. For
Tell us.
example, fortunately, my job doesn't require me to be outside of my house because I am a teacher, right?
Yeah.
I am an English professor. I I they take my classes online all the time, so I don't
Yeah.
have to get out of my house.
Yeah.
So I am in a situation where I can go only for the essential,
Yeah.
and that's
Okay.
it. I don't
Yeah.
need to do anything different. I don't need to do anything else because my personal situation allows me to, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the part that actually scares a little bit is that not everybody follows the same thing. There's a lot of people that depends on going out to the street for their job because they are merchants. They have stands or they have stores they have to open. They have to follow some protocols
Mm.
because they are forced to, not because they really want to, and that's a
So
part
that
that really
means
difficult, you know?
within the week, you try
Mhm.
as much as possible to stay home and only
Yep,
go out for essentials like getting the food.
yep,
So when you go out to
definitely.
get the food, Is there a particular procedure that you take? Like, okay, you're gonna go out only in the middle of the night or early in the morning, whereby there is fewer people. Is there something in your mind that says that I need to take all these precautions?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna expose myself just like that.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not going just like, let's see what happens. Oh, it's a nice day. No, I mean that part of it's a wonderful life routine. It's over, at least here in
yeah,
Mexico City. But the thing is
yeah,
that I take my precautions because I am aware that this is not a joke.
yeah.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that say, "Hey, don't worry, come on, man. What could possibly be wrong? I mean, it's just a
Mm.
little virus. I'm okay. I never get sick. Blah 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 blah, 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 blah." And there's just guys, honestly, that I want to take their necks, and they're like,
Yeah,
"Shut up."
I hear you and I feel you, Miguel. You know, like just to echo what you say,
Mhm.
I think it is very, very important for people to exercise discipline and restraint.
Yeah,
When you look at what's happening in some parts of Europe, some parts of America, some parts of the world, because people are not taking it seriously. And it is the people who did not take it seriously, the people who did not take the right precaution vigilantly and diligently. These are the countries that are suffering right now after 12 months. If you look at it, it
yeah,
is the people that think that, okay, it's going to be okay, and I'm going to go out during summer. I'm going to have my time at the beach. I'm going out camping. I'm not going to wear my mask. But you know, it is these countries, it is people with these kind of mindset that set the whole country on fire. And I'm sad to say that if you look at the statistics in some of these countries, this is really sad because not only are they hurting the community, they could be safe. They could say that I'm fine, you know, it's just a virus. But I think they are burning down their country indirectly. After 12 months, you've got the third wave, the fourth wave is coming. I mean, it is the people who were not taking care of themselves right from the beginning because the philosophy, their seriousness was not there. And they are the ones suffering. And it's the country that's suffering. Right? In 2020, when we looked at it, it was the individual you're trying to save, right? You're saying that, okay, I'm going to stay home. I'm trying to keep myself safe, right? Like, like Woody, what you're trying to say. I'm keeping myself safe. I don't want to go out. Hashtag stay home. Respect the doctors and the nurses. Stay safe, right? But as it prolonged, it became a real situation for the whole country because people were not holding that the yardstick of discipline and the yardstick of seriousness enough, and it burns the whole country. Look at what's happening now, and it's
and that's
affecting
something
many
very
many
simple.
communities. So what you're saying is right, because an individual, the mindset and the way that they exercise um, the restraint and the discipline affects the whole neighborhood and now the country, and now look at the globe. And you're
Yeah,
right, Miguel, it is quite sad, but you're right to say that the virus is everywhere. How can you stop it? I mean,
mm,
even with the vaccination that comes on, and if you read the news in the US, the
oh,
senator who was vaccinated with 2 doses, he was tested positive. I think that's
mhm.
America. Okay.
I guess that in that
So
particular
it really
situation,
shows that the
oh,
vaccination is not 100% safe.
well, let's
Better
put
keep
it
you
this
safe.
way. There are some vaccines that are there to attack the virus once the virus is there. There are other vaccines that are made to create antibodies inside of you. You know, your 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 immune system has to learn how to fight coronavirus, and some of those vaccines are made precisely to do that. The effectiveness, I mean, considering the rush and considering that it has to be like this, real quick, move, get it going. I understand that it's not 100% effective. For example, here in Mexico, we received the AstraZeneca vaccines, but they were not enough. We received another bunch coming from
What's the name of the vaccine over there?
No, it comes from the AstraZeneca lab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now they're getting some other vaccines of other type from other lab. I don't remember the name,
Yeah.
but they are not enough. They are they're asking Russia to send us some vaccines, and we're going to say, okay, we're going to receive Russian vaccines. Well, it's like, well, I guess there is no other option for us. And
Russian vaccine.
what I like about the situation, for example, in the United States, and I really admire them, is that people is taking it at least what it looks like is like they are taking it a lot serious, a lot more serious than we're doing here in Mexico. Why? Even
Really?
the private the IP, the private initiative, the private parties, the private people, they're not letting the government to do this alone. That's it, right? And basically they say, okay, we're for example, there are some football stadiums that are being used to help to vaccinate people. You know, okay, take the shot, don't get out of the car, we got this shot, okay, go, you're done.
Okay. That's what
And that's
happening in Mexico. So people go in,
no,
go through the
no, but
car,
that's happening in the United States.
or happening in United States. Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if it is all over the United States,
Okay.
but there are some people that say, okay, I'm really going to do something about it, you know, for the reason that you want, because I really want to help people, because I
Yeah.
need the economy to move again, for whatever the reason is, they are just doing it.
Yeah.
Here in Mexico, and this is one of the biggest problems that we have, the government doesn't allow the private initiative to actually help. They want to take it in their own hands to turn it into something political.
I see. Tell us more. Why?
Well, the struggle of power here in Mexico is a beautiful thing to watch. It's like watching a soap opera, but with the sad ending, not with a happy ending. Every 6 years, which is like the presidential voting or
Yeah.
presidential elections here in Mexico, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, in your next week of your weekly drama, the debate, they say nothing about the country and they are only attacking to each other. Why? Because I want to look cool. Nice. And you're like, well, what is next on TV? Or something like that, but it's the same. And every time something happens, like for example, helping people with feminism, you know, equality. The Mexican government and political parties, they want to participate in a way. Oh, look, this is what we are doing, and they are doing squat.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you are trying to say that because the government of Mexico, they are controlling the whole media and controlling the whole narrative and the direction. It's almost like we don't want to say that it's propaganda, but they're just controlling the messages that is going out.
Sort of. They have a big issue with internet, like for example, Facebook, YouTube,
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram,
Yeah.
because since the information travels real quick, there is something that they cannot control. They have to give answers to some things. Like for example, the other day we saw the news. Hey, what happened to this guy in? What happened to the president? Because in a matter of what 3 minutes, the whole country knew that our president was positive of COVID-19
Yeah.
without the government to make a statement. And when the
Okay.
statement came out, it was like, dude, that was yesterday. And the president comes out to say,
I'm fine.
no, but you have to check the way I do it, because this is like another thing that we do here in Mexico.
Tell us.
We're gonna mock about it, but not what you say,
Okay.
how you say it. For example,
Okay.
hello, my friends. On this uncertain times, everything is okay. Don't worry. You don't, and this is the part that was like, dude, are you fucking serious? Sorry for the language, but I don't see any other way to say it.
I like
You don't
that.
need to. The mask is, it's just an optional thing. Go
Wow.
out. Work.
It really says that the mask is
We're gonna
optional.
control it. Yes, that was from the president of Mexico and the health ministry.
Even
And
in
that was,
this
of course,
time?
well, of course, in this time with the president having COVID-19, everybody in the country was saying, honestly, dude, you look better when you're shut. Seriously, man. I mean, keep your mouth shut. It helps a lot better for us.
Oh, okay. Let me get it straight for the viewers out here in this part of the world. Okay, let me just summarize what you say. In Mexico, in general, people are not taking this seriously because they say, oh, even if you get it, you're not going to suffer from it. You're going to be okay because you're strong. Okay, so this is one philosophy, right?
More or
one
less.
kind of mentality. And on top of
Not
that,
really.
on top of that, the government, like the president, is saying that, hey, mask is optional. It's good that you have it, but you don't have it, okay. And that comes from the Ministry of Health and
Let
the
me tell you
president
something.
himself.
Let me tell you something. They believe that Mexican people are stupid.
I think all governments think the people are stupid.
Honestly, but our government actually goes beyond because let's put it this way. Let me give you a little perspective. Our Mexican president gives like and I want to quote this, press conference every morning in the official office or whatever the hell that is.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. Why? Because he wants to keep the people informed about our activities.
Okay.
And saying that it's working.
Okay.
Good.
This is the way he speaks, right? This is the way he speaks, right? Oh, everybody.
Yes, no, but he's like slow motion, and there's a moment that where he freezes like for 5 seconds, and you're like, "Hey, dude, wake up!" but everybody in the country, and this is something that I really have to be general about it. Is he okay?
Is he okay?
Honestly, is he okay? Because
is his brain okay?
We see the news. We see the news on the internet. We see the news on the TV. If the president says something as stupid as that, everybody's going to say, dude, haven't you watched the news? There is a massive situation in Italy, England, Spain, France, Germany. Germany, for God's sake, what the hell? In the United States, and we are just the south border of the United States is Mexico.
Yeah.
And they are like, okay, fortunately, the United States have someone else in the presidency rather than Donald Trump. So that was like, okay, there's an upgrade.
Yeah.
But
that's an upgrade.
It's like, okay. And basically, that's why I was saying, if the private initiative gets more involved in spreading vaccines or helping people that is actually, having the symptoms of COVID, there's a lot. The hospitals in the Mexico City metropolitan area are packed.
Why?
There is no more capacity. Imagine. And we're talking about a space just in the metropolitan area of Mexico City for 15 to 20,000 people. And they are packed. They are crowded. They cannot receive anybody else. Simple as that. They cannot.
Why?
People is just not taking care of it. And here in Mexico, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that says, it's not going to happen to me.
Okay, I want to ask more specific, Miguel. Okay, because, just for understanding, like a listener from this part of the world, let me just explain and then contrast with your situation, right?
Yeah.
Now in Singapore,
please go ahead.
In Singapore, when someone is tested positive, usually, of course, the person must go to the doctor, right? The person falls sick. The person needs the person like is falling with a high fever, or the person has got a problem with oxygen. So they go to the doctor, and the doctor will test them. So when such a case is being tested, this is one one way that someone is being tested, is being found and detected, and the other one, routine test, whereby certain workers at the airport, essential workers, workers at the harbor, the sailors that they have to travel. So these are the routine workers that need to be tested, including the construction workers who needs to congregate for their job. They can't stay home, right? Now these people are all out there, so they have their bi-weekly test. So if they are being found to have a positive case, so there are two types. One is you go to a doctor, right? You proactively go. One is passive, because you are just queuing up because your employer wants you to get tested, right?
Yeah. At least
So
they
they
want
get tested. So when these cases are being found, the immediate thing is that they have to be quarantined for 14 days, and within this 14 days, they will be tested 3 times. I think it's the interim period of the 3rd day, the 7th day, and the day on the 14th day, that they must get negative throughout. Then they will be able to come out to say that, hey, they have recovered, they probably have the virus, they can actually leave. So this is the very strong policy and enforcement in place in Singapore, because the enforcers, the government, of course, is taking this very seriously, because this is a small island. If you hit, it's gonna explode, right? It's just like metropolitan Mexico City, right? If you hit, it's just gonna explode. So this is the policy that we've got, and of course we've got other policies, etc. We have to wear a mask. If you're found that you're not wearing a mask, the police will come after you, and you will go to court, and you'll be charged, and you will go to the jail for like 6 months. If not, you're going to be fined $10,000. There are such policies in place. In Mexico, can you explain to us in this part, to the viewers in this part of the world, what are some of these policies in place at all, if there are any policies at all, or any enforcements at all?
Some states, because apparently some governors inside of the country have decided to say, dude, we're not going to follow that. We're not going to follow the president's orders, because we realize, and I'm sorry for the language, that our president is just a dick. So we're going to ignore the guy 100%, because he has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Wow.
So the governor of, for example, Jalisco, this is a state that is a little bit on the west part of the country, and they said nobody is out of their house after 10 p.m. That's number one. Number two, the police is going to take you in. It's not going to escort you. It's not going to warn you. It's going to arrest you. And we're going to consider it a public assault.
Okay.
If you are not wearing your mask.
Okay, so different states have different rules.
Yeah.
But can I say that because Mexico is a huge country, right? So different states enforce differently.
A little bigger than Singapore, I gotta tell you.
It's like so huge. So I just want to know, like, for me to visualize, because different states, it's just like me reading the news. There are more news from the America than Mexico, if I look at the internet. Different states enforce different rules.
Yeah.
And the president has some form of he's trying to say and paint a different story, paint a different picture of the whole pandemic. And you're saying that certain local state government, they disregard what the president says. They are very strict. But is there a clash? Will that still affect, because the overarching leadership sets the tonality? They are like the CEO, right, of the whole corporation, right? Does it set the tonality of the whole country, which is what America used to be, because the president didn't believe in it. They thought it's a hoax. So did that set the whole climate, regardless of what the state, local government tries to do? Does it kind of negate and nullifies the local government and the people's beliefs in it?
It's just that the president has very little of options when the local governments are saying, "Dude, we're not gonna listen to you." Okay, what are you gonna do? Take the power away from us?
Mm.
Don't you remember what happened in South America in the 20th century, like 60s in the 70s?
Mm.
It came out really bad. You can ask Argentina, you can ask Chile, you can ask everybody that had a military power in the 60s or the 70s. It wasn't really that good. It's not a good idea that you want to make an internal fight. Sometimes, and this is the part of that I was saying. We don't buy what the politicians are saying here in Mexico because we're used to it. We are used to having politicians tell us life is going to be better. Just
Mm.
trust.
So
And
they
that's it.
want, they
You're
just
like,
want your full trust, right?
and honestly, you feel like, dude, do you think I'm that stupid? Honestly.
Yeah, they think that the people
But
are
since
stupid,
we
right?
have very
They
little
think that the people
options,
have no brains, right?
and since we have very little options,
Mm.
since we have a constitution
Yeah.
that is not exactly made to really have a big power or a big
Yeah.
decision making, we
Yeah.
have to do it. We have to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
The federal, the yes, the presidential part of the government is not imposing any measures
Mm.
against COVID. It's just saying, okay, we said the hospitals, the uh, the health public sector is going to take care of business.
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends working there, and they say, dude, if everybody wears their mask, we wouldn't have to be in this position in the first place. Simple as that. But there's a lot of people that they know, but they just don't care.
Yeah.
They say, if I get it, and I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
I'll see what's going on. As if it was just a small flu. But
Yeah.
the
But
minute they
they forgot
realized it
that
was,
they could be spreading the virus to like 20 people to 100 people.
and you know what is the worst part? There's
Yeah.
a lot of companies
Yeah.
that are saying, dude, since I'm sending you to your house, there is no necessity for me to make a COVID test because you don't have to go to the office. You're in your home. So basically, there's very little companies, and I'm saying this, very little companies that are actually making COVID tests for their workers. One,
Mm.
because they are very expensive. At
Mm.
least the ones that are, used in other parts of the world. And number two, well, they don't feel like we need it. As long as you stay in your house
Yeah.
and you take care of yourself, we're good.
Okay, I want to,
So
yeah, I want to
it's very,
steer our conversation to another topic, like
yes, please.
how is the economy looking? I mean, how are the
Oh my
job
God.
situation? Are small companies shutting down? Do they find that it's getting harder to struggle through because of this prolonged pandemic, whereby it's really hard to have a business right now?
Let me give you an example. The restaurants.
Hmm.
The restaurant
Tell us.
sector was one of the sectors that received the biggest blows because they had to shut down. They
Yeah.
had to close.
Yeah.
They don't have any other option. The only way to keep the business working is using delivery service, kind of
Delivery.
Uber Eats, Didi Food.
Uber. Yeah.
There is a service here called Rappi. This a Latin American service. What else? What else was this kind of Postmates thing? Or sometimes using their Facebook websites or their WhatsApp services. Some of them said, "Okay, I'm fine with it. I receive enough orders to say we're good." Not to say, "Oh my God, business is great," but we're surviving.
Hmm.
We don't have to close, so we're good.
Yeah.
There are some other restaurants, the fancy restaurants,
Yeah.
that they don't like to send the food on delivery service. They want to have people in the restaurants.
Yeah.
They complain. We have
Yeah.
to open the restaurant. We have to
Yeah.
open the restaurant. Dude, you're in a closed space.
Yeah.
You're gathering people so you can eat your food. Are
Yeah.
you crazy?
Yeah.
Are you fucking crazy? Sorry for the
Yeah.
language once again.
I like that
But well,
because I can't say it.
don't worry, I'll say all the bad words
Say
you
it for
cannot
me.
say. I'll get
Please
them.
say
All
it for
right.
me.
All right. So Basically, the restaurant sector said, okay, give us something, whatever you want. We're going to take all the measurements. We're going to do whatever the hell you want. But we need to open because our business needs people inside of the restaurant. Okay, very good. Nobody inside. If you're on the street, if you're not inside the mall, you're on the street, put the
Yeah.
tables outside.
Yeah.
Give them separation.
Yeah.
If you give them separation and you're in the open,
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay, I just want to know,
Well,
like,
let's go.
if there are restaurants like this, is there something that the local government is giving these companies like directive? This is the way that you must do it, or it's just like there's no advice at all. It's leaving it to
No,
to
there
the
is
people.
there are some regulations. There are some formats they have to follow. It's not like just do it and let's see what happens. No, that's one of the few things that I'm gonna say. Okay, the government got that one right. If you're gonna open a business sector, you have to do it in a certain way.
Yeah.
You just cannot open just like that because it's like nothing happens and 50% of your clients are gonna be dead in a week.
And I'm not kidding you, because
Uh-huh.
my friend in Australia, who has come onto the show last year, he was telling me that in the state of, I think, Victoria, okay, I may be
Mhm.
wrong, but in a state in Australia, and Australia is doing very well because it's
Oh
down
yeah,
under, it's
I've seen
very
it.
far away, because the virus did not travel so much over there and in New
But
Zealand.
still,
Okay, but still, okay, in a shopping center, there was a case that affected over 100 people. There was a super spreader situation in a shopping center, so the whole of the state had to close down. But can you imagine if someone goes into a shop and then you've got lots of people,
oh
and
yeah.
then it just went viral. And you know, the word viral is kind of scary, right? Because you can't stop it.
Yeah, you know what? Going to a street market here in Mexico is right now, for
Yeah.
me, is one of the
Yeah.
scariest thing on earth. Why?
Scariest thing. Tell
The
us.
street markets, the flea markets, the ones that
The flea
you go
market.
there to go from local people, local producers,
Yeah.
vegetables, meat,
Yeah, tell us.
fruit, all of those things. The general groceries that sometimes
Yeah.
you don't want to buy in the supermarket because
Yeah.
they're a little bit more expensive
Yeah.
or whatever you want.
Yeah.
You go to the market, you go directly to the person that's producing them
Yeah.
in a very close space. I mean, social distance goes out of the window. I was yesterday in a market
Tell
thinking,
us.
oh my god, holy shit, I have to get the fish from that stand, and next to it a fruit stand, and next to it the vegetables. There was no separation, only some sort of plastic things that you put to cover the food, and that's it. And
Okay, at
hand
least you got some
sanitizer there.
plastics. Okay, and you're right. And so
But
that is the situation. That's the situation. And you know, the situation came from a wet market, right? The virus.
yeah,
And I
no, and
wonder
you
if
know what
people
is the
can
worst
still
part?
remember the story. Sometimes I wonder, we really should have this, Miguel, what we're sharing right now is so important. Because a lot of people, like what I'm telling you, they're avoiding it, the talk, because it just gets so much in your brain that you want it to go out. You just want it to like leave the situation, because we're having this pandemic fatigue. We call it fatigue because you're so fed up. You just want to like give
Yeah,
up,
we're
and
we're
you just
tired
want
of
to
it.
like give up on everything. But I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's
like,
important for the sake of the country, for the sake of the community, and for the sake of your neighbors, and for the sake of the elderly, and even for young people, right? I think it is so important for us to keep reminding and encouraging other people who are trying to give up. Like what you say, Miguel, people are giving up. They say that, what the hell? Sorry, my
yeah,
language. It's like
that's okay.
WTF. Okay, WTF. I'm like,
I'm
I
gonna
need to
say it
get
for you.
out.
I'm gonna say that for you. I'm gonna say, what the fuck, people?
Yeah,
It's
thank
not
you.
like people is giving up. It's like, well,
Yeah,
they are giving
thank
up
you.
because they're saying, you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here.
Yeah. So you know,
That's
I
it.
think it makes our show so much more important and meaningful and significant because we want everyone to be safe. We want the world to be safe. If any of the country, can you imagine? We're talking about now on national level, on international level. Mind you, listeners, viewers, followers, subscribers, anybody who's tuning
Everybody.
in. We are really talking about I'm in Singapore and you are in Mexico. Hello, wake up.
You know, the other day we were talking about it.
And we
Remember
are
that?
talking about the same language. Can you imagine? It's like, Miguel, I didn't know you at all, but I am speaking the same language like you.
Let me tell
And
you
we
something
are
real
talking
quick.
about the topic, the subject matter of the century of the millennium. And we are in this together. I mean, hello, everyone. Are you tuning? Are you listening? Singapore? Are you listening, Americans? Are you listening, Europeans, Mexican? Are you listening?
Everybody,
We
everybody,
are
please.
in this together. We need every country to eradicate this. We need your help, people.
I
We
am
need
a
your
little bit
help.
more aggressive, you know.
And I
My
want to
approach.
tell you a little bit more, Miguel. On today's the 2nd of February,
Yes, please
just to
go
have a
ahead.
bilateral conversation, because you've been so kind to be letting me know what's happening. Let me explain what's happening here in Singapore. On the 14th of February, if I'm not wrong, we're gonna have this uh, New Year in Singapore, the Chinese
Ah,
New Year or the
yes,
Lunar New
right.
Year, whereby it's such a big deal in the community. It's almost like Christmas, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I heard
it's
that.
almost like Thanksgiving, or it's even bigger than Thanksgiving. Now, I'm going to tell you the news I read today shocks me. Even though
Really?
Singapore has kept the local registered detected cases zero for the last few days, and I'm going to tell you it's so successful in terms of detecting cases
Mhm.
and keeping them, quarantine them. But I'm gonna let you know there are lots of cases out there that's not detected, right? But I want to urge everyone, please do it for the country, do it for your fellow human being. Just do it for with the love of the nurses, the love of the doctors. And can you imagine? I just want to reiterate and reinforce to everyone that's tuning in either today, tomorrow, as we replay this, and as we replay this again and again. I want everyone to know that every country, every community, regardless of what color, what language, where you are, Miguel in Mexico City, me in Singapore City, we are one because we need every human being to take care of the situation so you and the community can be safe and the nation can be safe and every country can be safe. The whole world
Yeah.
can cross over safely. No one country can do it alone. Now, Singapore or other countries or some cities may be successful for a while. Now, we are just praying that no one is complacent, right? And if everybody rush out, like what I read today in the news, everybody's just going to Chinatown. Everybody's going there to like get the newest clothes because there's gonna be a family gathering. It's gonna be like the karaoke coming in. It's gonna be the
Oh my
big,
God.
the big parties that is gonna come in 2 weeks time. Now, I urge everyone. The Prime Minister of Singapore has said it throughout the last few days. Restrain, exercise restraint, please. And he is pleading to everyone without going on his knees because he's a prime minister. He can't just say, please, please, please do that. But hello, everyone. Please do that for the country. Please do that for the enforcers, the keepers, the policemen, the nurses, the doctors, people who are out there. I mean, let's all of us, we can celebrate when all this is over. Every day can be Christmas. Every day can be Thanksgiving, and we should be giving Thanksgiving when the pandemic is over. All right, every day can be New Year. So you know what? I heed the message of the Singapore government, I heed the message of the Prime Minister of Singapore: restrain, discipline, stay safe, and keep to social distancing. And if it's possible, celebrate virtually. You know, Miguel, this is something that's going to happen in 2 weeks' time. I'm worried. I'm worried as someone for humanity because I'm looking at everyone as one. You know, this case, like we've talked about it. You know, I met you in October, right? Last year.
I guess it was a little bit before, but well, yes, it was
Yeah, I
last
think
year.
November. We met somewhere in October. Then we met again in December.
I guess it was a little. I
Yeah,
guess it
and
was.
then we met again
September.
sometime. Yeah, and then we meet again. This is our fourth meeting, right?
Yeah.
It seems that situation isn't going anywhere.
No. And that's what I was saying, you know, there is just a moment when you're like, you know what? I honestly hope that the people that is not, that just don't care about other people.
Don't care about other people.
No, wait. The people that doesn't give up, the people that is still taking care of it, that
Yeah.
the people that's saying, okay, this is a big deal. I cannot say, what the hell? No. But there are some other people that are saying, who cares? If I get it, I get it. Okay. I hope that people, the one that says, it's just, if I get it, I get it. I hope that
Yeah.
you die. Honestly, I don't give a shit about it. No more. No more.
No, you know what? I'm gonna say.
I have been nice for.
I have
months.
a better plan for you. If they say that, oh, I don't really care. You know what? Now I want them to volunteer at the cemetery, and I want them to volunteer at the hospital, right? And give
I would
the
love to see
nurses
them
a
doing
break.
that, but they are not.
Yeah, you know, I think they deserve our respect. The people at the front line, we must never forget.
Oh, yeah.
These people are working overtime for us. What about the policemen, the keepers? I'm
Big
talking
shout
about
out to
keepers, the
them.
enforcers. So, you know, if people who don't care, people who are continuing their lives, they don't really give a damn. Sorry about my language. I really urge you to volunteer at the COVID hospitals. Go and give the doctors a break. Go and give the nurses a break. And I think that will make your life a little bit more meaningful.
Well, I guess it's gonna be a little different. For example, and for all those people, and listen to me very carefully.
Yeah.
For all the people that says, "Nah, this is just an invasion from the government. Nah, this is not real. Nah, this is not gonna happen. Nah, it's just something to have us under control."
Okay.
I hope that you're dead in the next month.
Okay, so Miguel, I just want to know.
I got a little bit more
your
aggressive. I'm
family.
sorry.
Okay. I just want you to know to let us visualize the mentality of people in Mexico. Tell us about your friends and your neighbors. How many of them fall into this category?
Fortunately, not many. Actually, I would say this, it's not like a 50-50 situation in my country. It's more like an 80% is taking care of business, is actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
But the 20% that doesn't, you said it yourself, and we have said it a lot of times. We need each other. We definitely need each other. There is no other way. We need each other. Let's just do it, for God's sake. All right.
How do you foresee Mexico is going to hold up? How much longer?
I don't know.
Tell us, is there any conversations among you, your family, about the situation that, you know, how much longer will this going to continue? This viral situation is going to continue for 2021, 2022?
Honestly, that's a very hard question. I have no idea how to answer that. What I say to my family and my friends is that we have to resist, because since we have no idea when this is going to finish. We have no idea when this is going to be over or anything like that.
Do you think there's going to be a lockdown?
We are supposed to be in a lockdown right now, and people still going out.
People are still going out.
yeah, like we're supposed to be in a massive lockdown on red alert in Mexico City, but people are still outside. It's like, It's not that serious.
It's like, I don't care. Doesn't
Yeah, it's,
matter.
yeah,
It
it's more
doesn't
like,
happen. I can't see it. It's not in the air. It's not as big
yeah,
as a
something like
cow.
that.
I'm really
That's kind
sorry
of the issue there.
to hear that. But among your family members, right? Like you got parents or you got extended family members. Do you have elderly family members?
Um, not directly.
Okay.
I don't know
Are they
if I can say
worried
it
about the
before.
situation
Oh
that
yes.
how that's going to hit them if this hold up for another 6 months? In terms of economy, in terms of the way of life. If this going to prolong another 6 months, can you all still hold out?
I guess yes. You know what? Because first of all, the Mexicans, we are people that knows how to endure. We resist, we bear, we hold, we we take the shots and we continue.
Yeah.
We're like boxers,
Mm.
you know. We're gonna continue. We're gonna take the
Yeah.
shot, and we're gonna keep boxing you. We're gonna keep doing the jab. We're gonna keep doing the jab straight to your face because we want to we want to
For a
continue.
nation of
But
strong people, yeah, Mexicans are people who are survivors. You've gone through the wars, so many different wars, and people have died throughout the history in the different wars. I just
and
want to know that can you now, on a very personal note, that I'm going to ask you, mentally, have you come to, have you had, okay, I'm just going to ask you, right? If we
yep.
revisit 2020 and now 2021 in February, have, is there ever time that you felt like, okay, this is so WTF that I felt like I'm in depression. I felt like I'm going to kill someone. Did you feel that kind of anxiety, that kind of like drown you? Did you have that kind of feeling before, or were you
Not
like,
me.
okay, do you ever had a time whereby you were emotionally felt traumatic by the situation?
Not really.
Mm,
At least not me.
yeah,
I understand that there's a bunch of people that they were not used to this situation,
yeah.
and there was like it was a sudden change that everybody had to go through, and there was no other
Mm,
option.
yeah,
Why? Because well, things are the way they are right now.
yeah.
You know, in my personal experience, I can say, well, it's been rough, but
You're
we
mentally
have been
strong enough.
we
Okay,
have been
all
through
right.
we have
Okay.
been through other situations that you can say,
Throughout
man,
history,
that had to be, and not only history. I'm talking about also personal life. You
personal
know,
life. Okay.
yes, because at the end of the day, a lot of people believes, okay, this has been hard, but it's not the worst thing that had happened to me.
Okay. All right.
So
And I'm gonna read now. Bring you to another 3 months, which is, let's say now it's February, March, April, May. 3 months. June, July, August. Now, if you are going to hold out, stay in there for the next 3 months and 6 months, are you still going to be able to hold your mental situation? Um, Likewise, would you think that there will do you foresee it may set in at some point in time, anxiety, anger, frustration?
let me tell you something about me.
Yeah.
I guess that part I felt it last year,
Okay. Tell us.
and yeah, the thing that actually made me feel that way
Yeah.
with a lot of anxiety because I felt it. I felt not depressed, but anxious, eager to say, dude, we have to do something. And oh my God, things are falling apart. Because as a teacher, sometimes you depend on the school to give you some job, you know.
Mm,
Uh, Normally my classes were not to were to executive people. What I'm talking about is people that is already working.
yeah.
The most of my students are coming from a company, not from a school, a normal
Mm,
school. We have a
corporate.
system, we have to work, yes. But
Yeah.
there was a moment when they said, you know what, they are not going to continue with the English learning service
Mm,
because their economy is not helping
yeah.
them. And that happened, I guess it was in November last year.
Mm,
And it was from three companies that I was working with.
yeah.
So I had to do my own thing.
Mm,
Fortunately, I have been working with some of my little school, my little English school, Plus Education Mexico. Look for us on
yeah.
Facebook. We're gonna give you a good discount if you say that I saw you with Talk About Life. We're gonna give you a good discount. We're gonna give you good rates.
Yes. Okay. Great.
And that was the thing that made me realize, okay, it is bad, but not so bad.
Yeah. Mm,
Because at the end of the day, one of the things that we have to learn is, okay, we have to deal with this situation, yes or yes. There is no other option.
no other
We
option.
have no other option. We have to look at the bright side of things. There's a lot of people that are creating small companies or small businesses. They do not depend to something big. And that's one of the things that we have to learn here in Mexico. And we are learning it the hard way, but at least we are learning something.
Yeah.
We cannot depend on somebody else.
You can't depend on somebody else. Well said.
Simple as that. If we're going to do
Well said.
something, we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
If I am going to provide my family, if I'm going
Yeah.
to feed them, I'm going to put food on my table,
Yeah.
I cannot wait for a company to tell me, okay, I will give you some job.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go out there and create your opportunities, you know? And I believe that the moment that I felt a lot of anxiety, a lot of, this sensation of, oh my God, this is going to hurt
Yeah.
so bad, this is going to suck. We're done. This is
Yeah.
it. That's when I realized, hey, wait a second. I already have some customers. I
Yeah.
already have some people.
Yeah.
I am doing things my own way.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell anybody what I'm doing
Mm,
because they are not giving me some money.
yeah.
Maybe with my customers, with my students, I have to give results, which is
Yeah.
something different. They are paying me to make them speak in English. Maybe it's
Mm,
not perfect, but at least they try.
yeah.
And they say, well, okay, that's not that bad. But well, that's not the point. The point is that if there is a moment when you can say, when are you going to feel the anxiety and the nervous and all of that and everything? I guess that I already felt that
You
last
already
year.
felt that. Okay.
I already got
That
it.
means you think you can still hold out for 3 to 4 months,
I would
three
say
to
that
six months.
I would say that I would hold the complete year. 2021 is
You
just going
know
to be a
what?
learning
I
process.
really applaud you, and I need you to be on the show
Thank you.
again and again because we
You
need
know,
some people to remind other people about so important for us to have the discipline and so important for us to keep reminding our friends. And we are friends
yeah,
in pandemic. Why are we doing this, Miguel? We are doing this because you and I are friends in pandemic, and our viewers, our listeners, our followers, all of us are friends in pandemic. If the pandemic has not taught us anything, I think it has taught us one thing: we are one in humanity. And you know what? We need to continue this conversation. We need you to come on the show. Keep telling everyone. Keep keep hammering everybody. Like wear your mask. Use your hand sanitizers. Hang in there for the next 3 months and 6 months. And I just want to share with you, Miguel.
yeah, please.
There are times that I do feel uh, giving up. I mean, and I don't know what it means by giving up. I do feel giving up as in, you know, um, we have to sustain this, and we have to do this. I felt that, I should say that the word giving up means, you need a level of strength
Yeah,
to go through anything in life, right? You need to go through hardship. You need to go through a particular challenge. You need emotional, mental strength. There were times whereby I felt that, hey, I didn't have the strength. I felt that I couldn't go on. I felt that I had to give up like very small things. Just to explain to you, I told myself that I can't do this anymore. I can't be doing the cleaning. I can't be
Yeah.
doing the cooking. I can't be doing the washing. And I'm doing it every day. I'm using the alcoholic wipes and I'm washing the clothes. And
Ah,
I've got
okay.
my timetable. I've washed, I have to wipe the floor. I got to clean the doorknobs. I got to bring in the grocery and clean them. I told myself, hey, this is just too much. I mean, they may be small, Miguel. These things are small, but because when your mind starts to have this fatigue, the tiredness, the
Yeah.
exhaustion from doing it repetitively, and you're not allowed to have things that let you live like before, I think it is very natural for people to start feeling that mental stress. And the
Yeah,
mental stress
definitely.
may not be the same kind of stress in the past pre-pandemic days where, oh, we've got lots of work, we've got lots of email, we've got lots of people to answer, that kind of stress. But this is the underlining kind of sub-stress whereby you are not living your life.
Yeah. You know what? There is something actually about what you said,
Yeah,
and maybe having another point of view from that.
yeah. Tell me.
Precisely because I am doing all the little things, cleaning my house, making dinner, mopping the doorknobs, everything. Because I am, let's put it this way,
Yeah,
since I can do those little things,
yeah,
things cannot go so wrong.
yeah.
You know, maybe, okay, yes, it is a rough moment. It's not a moment that actually everybody thinks, okay, nobody see this coming, and we're still almost a year of it.
A
But
year,
well,
a
yes,
year of
but no,
cleaning and washing.
exactly. But at the end of the day, it's not like you are. It's not like you are. How can I say this? It's not
I'm
like
not
you're already
alone.
dead. I
Yeah,
mean, you're not locked up in a hospital.
yeah,
And if you are
exactly.
locked up in a hospital, basically because you're going to be dead,
Yeah. Think
but
of the
you're
worst.
not. I mean,
Think of
that's
what
the other
it could
scenario,
be worse.
And
I just want to echo you, and I really enjoy having such a conversation with you. If I could, I would have you on my show every day. Miguel, I think it's so important. You're right. The times whereby I told myself, you need a certain strength to plow through because things become mundane and things become fatigue sets in, your mind sets in, the mental exhaustion set in,
yeah,
which was unlike in the past whereby you need to boom, 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 and you need to go and do the work and all that kind of physical exhaustion, that kind of intellectual exhaustion, right? This is a kind of sub-level exhaustion from the ground. It's like boom, groom,
yeah.
it's like the car. So and you are right. So I would like to echo and share with you why our show is so important, because I'm going through the same thing that probably a lot of women are going through and a lot of men are going through, and I think that through me saying it, I'm speaking for a lot of people, and through you encouraging me, I think you're encouraging a lot of people. And
Well,
you are
I
right.
try my best.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you that I try
And
my best.
yeah, and when just to share with you, so in during those times where I felt like, okay, I felt like I don't have the strength to do this anymore. I felt like giving up. I felt like screaming on top of my head. But I told myself that, hey, am I going to exchange my life of comfort now to go to the front lines? Am I going to go to the front line at the hospital to like what the nurses and the healthcare workers are doing? And if I don't, I lose all right of complaint. People out there, and I think there should be a litmus test, like viewers and listeners who are tuning in. I think there should be a litmus test for all of us. I think when we go to that level of mental fatigue that we want to give up, I think we should think about, are we going to exchange the shelter that we have right now, the life that we have right now, and go to the hospitals and take care of the COVID patients? Are we going to exchange our life with the nurses? And if the answer is no, I think we lose all kinds of complaint. So I told myself that, hey, I have nothing to complain about. And that's why I wanted to share with you and Miguel and listeners and the viewers how I overcome my mental fatigue and my mental frustration, that I'm doing this day in, day out. Because if I don't want to exchange my life with a nurse, a healthcare worker out there exposing themselves, running toward the virus, I lose all kinds of complaint. I lose the right to even complain, because people are keeping us safe out there so that we can even have some form of a life, like what you say, right? So with that kind of litmus test, I really wanted to reiterate, to share with the listeners and the viewers, either who are listening in now, not many people, but as we replay and as we put it out there, people who are tuning it again and again, if we can share some of these tools, even though we are not therapists, but if we can share some of this encouragement to people who are tuning in, I think we have done our job. Do you think so, Miguel?
I guess that one of the things that we can do is to share our experience, you know, because at the end of the day, we're still here. I mean, imagine if for any reason you find on Facebook, on social media, hey, guess what? You remember Rudy Miguel, the guy from Mexico City? Yes. What happened? Oh my God, he was posted on Facebook and he's in the hospital. Holy shit.
No.
Imagine that. It was like, oh my God, this is some serious stuff. You know? And the thing here is that, okay, what I have done to overcome the sensation of we're all done, we're all screwed up, we're all gonna die, is realizing that, okay, I am continuing doing my stuff. Yes, it's a little bit different than I used to. And it took me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
This is the thing that we have to look in perspective. It is taking us out of the comfort zone, because the comfort zone is bad. The comfort zone doesn't allow you to grow, to evolve in a better version of yourself.
A better version of yourself.
And that's, I'm gonna say this, and don't get me wrong, this is a shitty situation where everybody feels like we're all dead. But for me, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I wouldn't leave my comfort zone. And I would have done things that I would never imagine. For example, okay, it is small, but I have a little business. I have a little school, you know, and without the pandemic, it was just to send some thought, and I would say, it would be nice. It would be nice, but you require this, and that. I don't have this, and that. So, probably just a thought. But then I see that the pandemic has made me think, dude, open your eyes, you motherfucker. Come on, it's right in front of you.
Preach.
And that's the important thing, you know. If you don't learn from the current situation, or any situation that is out of your control, that is beyond what you expected, you don't embrace it, and you don't learn from it, you're doomed. Because you're expecting somebody else to do the job for you. You're expecting somebody else to say, oh my God, please enlighten me. That's bullshit. And I am not a Catholic person. I am not a religious person. But I tell this to the Catholic people that I know. And here in Mexico, there are a lot of people.
There's a lot.
Yes, 95% of the population is Catholic. Imagine, I am from the 5% that is not. Doesn't matter what. The thing is that you're not Catholic. But well, my thought is, dude, don't you think that maybe your God is telling you, hey, dude, it's giving you a slap in the face, telling you, wake up, dude.
Wake up. Good news. Preach. You know, and I applaud you. You know, you're right. If we're going to conclude our 1 hour session, which I hope you can come on anytime. I love you to come on again, even tomorrow.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure. Probably it's going to be a little difficult.
And I have to confess, if it hadn't been this pandemic situation, you know, if I look at it, I wouldn't have grown in so many ways. And I would like to tell you, and you're right to say that God is showing us something.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, you better wake up.
Normally I picture this away. Let me just let me see something that I can use to help out. Check this out.
Yeah,
This is a pillow, but I'm gonna use it. All right.
yeah.
This is I am supposed to be God, and this is humanity. Dude, wake up for God's sake! I think you started to learn, you motherfucker. Come on.
Can you do
I've
it
had
a
enough
couple
of
of more
the
times? Do it more, please.
Motherfucker. I told you not to do that. I told you to learn. I told you to love people and love each other.
And you're right. I'm right, and I think you actually have mind it accurately, because there's so many things that we are kept locked down that we can't do. Right? There are a lot of bad things we don't do anymore. We become more honest with ourselves.
Yeah, it's just,
right? We
just
become
a
more
little bit
honest
of
with
honesty
ourselves.
doesn't hurt.
Yeah, and there's so much things for and I like to confess to you, Miguel, and to all the listeners and the
Please
viewers.
say it.
Because of this, so much good things have happened to me. One of the things is that I see the world differently. I really wake up with a heart of thanksgiving, a heart of gratitude, a heart of
That's great.
gratitude that I am still alive. I'm still here.
Yeah.
My arms and my legs. I appreciate my house. I appreciate my home that I never did. It's like, oh my God, I love it so much. It's protecting me. And I get to meet. Okay, that's one thing about the most immediate appreciation I have is me, myself, my life, my home, my immediate environment, and I look at it. I start to see and start to sift through and down the shopping list. In the internet, when
Yeah.
you go shopping, Amazon, you're shopping. I go through that list in my brain like I've got so much things to be thankful for. I'm thankful for my home that I used to complain about. I'm thankful for the food in the fridge. I'm thankful for the delivery, and I call my handphone the genie in a bottle, that when I dial and I click and the food is being delivered, the groceries, and I say that I've got a genie in a bottle. And that is the closest thing that I give thanks to. And I give thanks to a lot more things. Let me just run through with you, Miguel. I want to confess with you.
Go for
And
it.
also
Go for
because
it, girl.
ours is a good
Hit
news
it.
show, okay? I gotta do my online thing like you. And I've been doing and just to let you and the viewers know, I've been doing my YouTube channel since 2016. I started off with wanting to document my friends' lives because I wanted it to be like people have some form of a legacy. The way I see them, I know that they have a story to tell. I wanted them, and I did it, and it was a sporadic way. But in 2020, I started to make it real. I started to make it like this is something that I want to do. I feel it's so meaningful, and I reach out to people like you, and then you people reach out to people like me. We got to meet, and then I got to roll up pandemic 2020, and I felt so blessed because my series, the global pandemic, because I actually literally interviewed people all over, and I got so much blessing from people wanting to share, like you sharing your life with me, even through Zoom, through the interview, through sharing. It really uplifted me and encouraged me so much, and it made me have the energy to go on to use these stories to share with others. And I'm very sure others who tune in to watch, they are encouraged too. We're not
Yeah.
alone in this. And from that personal blessing and gratitude I have, and through the things that I do, like opportunities with you, with the YouTube that I'm doing now, that has become like my passion right now, that I'm so obsessed with. It gives me further energy, because I know people are listening, and people do give me feedback that this is something that they really really want. They have feedback that they've never seen something like this on the internet. They want something like this. They please have something like this. So that's why we're doing this, and I know that we're doing something good for people out there, whomever they are, and I don't even know them. People have just dropped a note and they say that, hey, this is something good. It is something that people should be talking about, and And then something that have come out in the pandemic. I wouldn't have met you. I wouldn't have done what I'm doing. And so much more things. I wouldn't have got a more spiritual relationship with my God because I know that God is doing this.
Yes.
It's doing that to me. So like in the past, you never prayed, you didn't care. You
If
only
this is
come
not
to
a
me when
wake-up
you
call,
needed help, and then you only
yeah,
treat me like a vending machine, and you put the Bible sitting there like dust. You didn't really care about me, so I'm gonna wake you up. So I like your analogy about that. That thing is like it's really waking a lot of people up. So that really, Miguel, to confess to you, that really came through to me with so much blessing that I have. And these blessings are not measurable about money. So much more things that we appreciate about the life that we are given. That we're so much more fortunate than a lot of people. When people are struggling in a worst situation, like what you say, what about in hospitals? So Miguel, I'd like to confess, I'd like to thank you for giving us this opportunity to like wake ourselves up like.
yeah. Let me tell you something. If this is not a wake-up call, then what the hell it is? Let's put it this way. And this is for all the people out there. Remember what I told you. This is big, all right? But yes, this is something that is taking us out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
This is gonna make us evolve.
Yeah.
If we don't embrace that of a personal evolution that we need, we're dead.
Yeah.
Simple as that. We're dead. And that I'm not talking about literally dead like in a coffin or whatever. No, we're dead as people.
Yes.
We're gonna be dead
In the
inside.
heart, yes, as a
We're,
soul,
we're
as a
not
soul.
gonna exactly because we are neglected to reflection. We are neglected to say, nah, everything was okay. What the hell is the pandemic? Yeah, the thing is not it's not going away. So embrace it.
So you know what? This is going to be the
Sucks,
quote of
but
the
well.
century. If we do not embrace this and we lose the opportunity to ourselves, wake up ourselves and have this reflection and search within our souls, I think we are dead as a human being.
Yeah.
And I think you spoke the spirit of what we're doing now, Miguel. And it makes it so meaningful for me. Thank you so much. And it makes our job as podcasters, yourself and myself, that we are bringing hope to the world in different forms. That you're bringing entertainment, hope in a different way, and I'm bringing it in a very serious manner for people to wake up, to check yourselves. Are you done yet? Have you reflected yourself? Have you done something good? Have you grown during this period of time? What have you searched within yourself? Have you discovered some lessons within the pandemic? I keep on searching about that. And if we have not used this prolonged pandemic to do that, I think we are dead as a human being. I think you have actually said the quote of the millennium.
I have to write a book.
I think you should. I think you should. We should really come together and talk about this and write and turn this into an ebook. Everything is just at the fingertips right now. Everything
Yeah.
can be turned into a book. Just
I
transcribe
mean,
it.
right now it's so easy to write a book. You can use one of these.
Yeah, yeah. And with the technology, it's so easy. And Miguel, let's take the next 3 minutes to wrap up. And I want you to come back anytime. My floor is yours. You could come back before or after the show. We can. I'm so edified and encouraged by you. And
Thank you. Thanks a lot. It
I
means a
am.
lot.
I am. And that's why you have to set the tone. You have to be the first of the week.
Don't worry, it's gonna be a pleasure. For this month, it's gonna be a whole pleasure to be here.
Look, your
every
picture.
Tuesday.
Look.
Hey, look at that. That's my face. That's my face over there.
So
right there. But
So
well,
is there
yeah, no,
is there
still
anything you
beautiful.
want to conclude for the next 3 minutes?
Well, for the next 3 minutes, whew, something very simple. Stay safe, stay strong, and most importantly, we have to learn. We have to learn from this situation, all right? We have to learn from this, and little by little, We're gonna go better. We're not dead yet, so that's a good point. We can take that as a first step. So that means we
Yeah.
can continue. That means we can carry on. We have to learn, yes, but definitely we can carry on and we can learn and we can do a bunch of things that we never imagined we would do.
Thank you so much for that good news. Just like in the pandemic, it started on a very harsh, difficult note. But I think if everyone reflect and everyone take the steps that we shared, I mean, everyone has a different way of reflection. Everyone holds their lives and live their lives differently. But with someone, with a blessing from Mexico City, blessing from Singapore, the love and the warmth, the tropical weather of Singapore. Do you know that now it's still like 32 degrees Celsius? People can still wear the shorts and the slippers to go out in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
It is still with the warmth, to be serious, with the warmth, the blessing from my heart and from Mexico City, from someone so warm and genuine and honest from Mexico City, Miguel. I think there is still hope for us, and the meaning of our show is so important. The meaning of our show is for the people to encourage you, the viewers and the listeners, is really to encourage you, to tell you that you're not alone, and to tell you that it's a difficult walk. It could be difficult for
It is.
some of us, and it's up and down, But I think throughout up and down, I think what's important is that we still have to hold our social responsibility very importantly. The community responsibility and the social responsibility that we have for our neighbors, that we have to be vigilant, disciplined, and to have respect for the situation, and to have respect for the frontline workers and the enforcers out there. They are leading the lives that is so difficult. And I think I was watching Franklin Gray, one of the pastors. He says that, do you know how great this healthcare workers are? When the whole world tries to flee from the COVID-19, these are the workers that run towards the virus. No, can you imagine how great these people are? When there's a virus, they become the virus busters, and they try to,
Yeah.
they just try to like close it down, shut it down, and we need them. And because they're so important for us, if times become difficult for us, think about these people. Are you able to volunteer to be them? And if you do not volunteer to be them, to really shut down the case, to volunteer yourself to be at the hospital, to work in the funeral homes, I think we lose our right of complaint. But we should really sit home, stay safe, give thanks to the life that we have, and give thanks to all the little minor things that we have, and also pray for your neighbors, pray for and the community. Any final question from me, Miguel, before we go off?
Not a question, but a message. Stay safe. Stay strong. Keep up the good work. What you're doing here with Talk About Life is something great. All right. And you got to continue with that. All right. I'm going to catch up with all the rest of the guests. So they better stay up to the task. All right. Because believe me, I got to be very honest with you. I set the bar real high. I need to encourage myself with some positive words. So, hey, I'm a good guest.
I mean, that's why you set the standard, because that's why you came on as the first guest.
Whoops.
Yeah, your final message is stay safe. My message is stay home. You gotta stay safe. You gotta stay home. Stay masked. Okay, stay socially distant, and do anything virtually if you can, really because we love the world, really because we love the people who are protecting us, we love the humanity, and we love to have another chance at life for all these people who are suffering out there. 2 million people have died.
A lot
So
of love. A lot of love
yeah,
for all of you.
a lot of love from Singapore, a lot of prayers from me that I'm praying every day for Singapore, for the Singaporean community, for all nations, and that God have mercy for all, and that we will cross over this chasm safely. That normalcy of the economy and normalcy of jobs will come back, and so that all these workers at the front line, they can take a break. Thank you so much, Miguel.
Thanks to you. Thanks to you.
Thank you so much,
More than
Miguel.
happy to see you, right? Take care.
I hope you come back and then you kind of like really hit on everyone, that everyone should really keep themselves disciplined, and everyone should really be wearing the mask and not get out there and party. No parties, please.
Oh my God, people, why are you doing that? Well, anyway. Gonna be a pleasure to smack them in the face.
I really enjoy you so much. Thank you once again, everyone. The last words, tune in the Prolonged Pandemic February special, 9 p.m. prime time Singapore, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time US, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 5 a.m. Pacific Time. And wherever you are, either you're tuning in now, tomorrow, or the next day, or whenever this is being replayed, drop a mail and tell us that you are safe. You want to be here to share your story. And you can write to me and Miguel to also share with us what's your thoughts on the show. Thank you so much. Please tune in again tomorrow. Bye, Miguel.
Later, Mrs. Vicky. I'll see you next time.
I see you tomorrow. If you want to tune in, otherwise I'm going to see you next week. Same time. Bye.